Up North at 4 with Nate and Jeff starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Nate Myhock, and welcome to Up North at 4. Today we'll be chatting about the Three Lakes Storybook Gardens. I'll be quizzing Jeff on his Harry Potter and basketball knowledge. Yes, those do go together, trust me. And then Carrie Bladorn will take us on a trip back through time. We'll get to all that in a bit, but first, here's your top 4 at 4. Here's a little fact about me. My biggest fear in the entire world are snakes, and in my trips to Florida, I'm always extra vigilant. On one hand, I think I could see this python coming from a long ways off, but on the other hand, I honestly hate this story. A python was caught in Florida recently. It is now the largest Burmese python ever captured in the Sunshine State. It came in at 215 pounds, and if I had ever seen this snake in the wild, I would have run 215 miles the other way. So that is clearly a record that I am not in favor of. So let's switch gears a little bit and come back to TV land, more my comfort zone. A Colombian television personality just set a Guinness World Record as the longest presenter of the same program. Jorge Barón has been hosting El Show de las Estrellas for 53 years. I think combined, Jeff and I maybe make up a quarter of that. Last night, teams across the NBA began building towards their future during the draft, and Wisconsin was pretty well represented. For the Badgers, lacrosse native Johnny Davis was drafted 10th overall to the Washington Wizards. Later in the first round, Patrick Baldwin Jr., who is a native of Sussex and also attended UW Milwaukee, is going to head west to join the defending champions. The Warriors took Baldwin 28th overall. Meanwhile, Jeff and I are still waiting for a phone call from any general manager who is interested. Keep in mind, we are a package deal. Now, I don't mean to stereotype, but I do know that in Canada, they love maple syrup and poutine, and apparently they also love frozen condiments. The brand French's is making ketchup-flavored ice pops. It's not the first time they have ventured into this route of weird food. They've made mustard ice cream and mustard beer in the past, but this might be a step too far even for me. And Chief Meteorologist Jeff Weller joins us now. So, Jeff, those ketchup popsicles only available in Canada. What do you think about a quick road trip to try them?
No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Speaking of road trip, here we are now looking at the roadways. It's Friday afternoon in late June. You know what that means. That means tourists, they're all heading north to join us for the weekend, and they're going to have mixed results because right now it's raining outside here in Rhinelander with some thunder out there as well. Not a heavy rain, but it is persistent in a few spots across the area. Now, looking at the radar, here it is. There's not a lot of it, right? Right along Highway 8, Crandon to Rhinelander back to Price County, getting some thunder showers out there right now. None of these are severe, but they are packing some thunder and a little bit of hail in there as well. In fact, here's the radar looking at the area now. So, of course, Rhinelander over to Eagle River, back over to Crandon, looking at a few thunder showers out there. Again, nothing severe, but if you're camping in a tent, this is a problem for you. Just kind of ride this one out. And there's a little bit of hail, too, trying to cross Highway 45 over there as well. So keep an eye on that this evening. Nothing crazy, heavy, or severe, but just know there's a couple of thunder showers out there now. And here's the big picture, and it's all for far northern Wisconsin, right? Southern Wisconsin, dry and quiet. Western Wisconsin, dry and quiet. We have a little old frontal boundary across our region right now that is triggering those showers. But off to the west of us, that's our problem. This is a cold front that's going to come through tomorrow. That's going to give us some rain showers pretty much off and on throughout the day, starting early morning-ish to the mid-afternoon, and there could be some heavy rainfall on those tomorrow, so be ready. Tomorrow's going to be one of those days kind of windy with scattered rain showers and also some lightning and thunder. Outside now, it's still 80 in Rhinelander with the southwest breeze around 10 and a dew point there in the 60s. Over in Wausau, 85 for you. It's warm, it's humid outside with temperatures in the 80s, and there's not much relief in sight, right? But there will be, beginning tomorrow, a cold front coming through, and that is going to hold high temperatures on Sunday in the 60s. Are you ready for that after upper 80s across the region today? So our forecast then tonight, though, is cloudy skies to partly cloudy skies, a couple of thunder showers out there, non-severe, with low temperatures down near 63. Your full forecast at 5 o'clock.
Mel's Trading Post, a downtown Rhinelander landmark locally owned for over 70 years. Get your spring and summer sporting goods with ease from our experienced staff and get expert advice. Come down and see our great selection, open 7 days a week for your convenience.
beautiful home in Lake Talmock, Wisconsin includes pole building, blacktop drive, and home generator. Being sold to the highest bidder regardless of price. Contact Brass and St. Louis Auctions for more details.
Wet basement got you down? Is that damp, musty odor preventing you from using your home the way you want to? A wet, damp basement is a real problem that can worsen asthma and allergies, affect indoor air quality, and even damage your valuables. Let SureDry protect your home. When it comes to basements, nobody does it better. SureDry will transform your basement into dry, usable space and improve the air quality of your entire home. Call SureDry today.
I'm Tim Michaels. My company was building the Keystone Pipeline, but then Joe Biden canceled it, afraid to offend liberals. Biden killed hundreds of jobs, sent gas prices way up, making everything more expensive. Only a career politician could make such a mess of things. I'm Tim Michaels. Liberals like Biden and Tony Evers are destroying our economy, and the hardworking people of Wisconsin, they're paying the price. As governor, I'll fight to make sure you keep more of your money, and I don't care who I offend to do it.
Ripco Credit Union.
Did you know that Ripco Credit Union has been around for 90 years? That covers generations of members, people we've stood by and stood behind every step of the way. If you're in the market for a financial institution you can trust, one with deep roots in the communities we serve and an attitude of excellence, give Ripco a chance and we'll give you our best. Ripco Credit Union, Rhinelander and Eagle River, federally insured by NCUA.
An attitude of excellence. Ripco Credit Union.
Mel's Trading Post, a downtown Rhinelander landmark locally owned for over 70 years. Get your spring and summer sporting goods with ease from our experienced staff and get expert advice. Come down and see our great selection, open 7 days a week for your convenience.
Welcome back here to Up North at 4. Beth and April are joining us now to talk about the Storybook Gardens in Three Lakes. Now, it does kind of sound like what it is, right? A storybook garden, but just to explain a little bit more, because I know Jeff was a little confused.
Yes.
What is a storybook
Yes.
garden?
So a storybook garden is a space that has a book house, and the space has a theme. So in the book house, we have nonfiction and fiction books that families can enjoy. We provide a bench for the families to read the stories together. And then we provide an interactive activity that's also related to the books and the theme.
Okay, so the space is not themed off of the book. The space has a theme of its own, right? There's more than one book in there.
Well, it actually kind of goes both ways, depending on which one you're at.
Choose your own.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so like at the Three Lakes Historical Museum, that has a Laura Ingalls Wilder theme. So those two are kind of connected really well. But at the Writer's Center, they have a Peter Rabbit garden and an apple garden, which has nothing to do with what the Writer's Center does, but you know, that's the books are related to those themes.
Yeah.
Okay, and so there's different stops all across the town of Three Lakes. How many different spaces are there?
Well, we have 12 book houses this year. We had 6 last year. We had at the Demmer Library and at the Writer's Center and the museum. There were 2 at each of those.
Wow.
And this year we were able to, downtown businesses were very generous in wanting to sponsor spaces. So this year, 5 of our 6 new spaces are at downtown businesses.
Three Lakes is so creative. The kids who are using these rooms and adults as well, what's their reaction to this?
They love it. So the cool thing is the Demmer Library, in conjunction with these 2 wonderful local partners, what we do then is we made up the map, we made up these locations, and so if you punch each one, if you go to each one and punch it with a special punch and bring it back to the Demmer, we will give you a gift card to a local business. And so you have a little prize for doing it. The families love it. I've heard they've gone back multiple times. It's great for all ages because there is a nonfiction book and a fiction book. So I've had whole families will go together and bring children as little as 6 months, and then kids is 13 and 14. We don't mind, we don't care, we just want to give you the prize. We're excited that you went to these, and they really like the new spaces. we've just heard a lot of positives about it.
Yeah, we've done scavenger hunts. We could probably tackle this one as well.
I think so, but we would have to read.
Which requires time.
It does require
which is
time.
tough for us.
And I was not good at book reports.
Oh, I wasn't either. Well, you were a 4th grade teacher, right?
Yes, yes.
So our book reports, like, can we do without one? We don't have to do those, right?
No, you do not have to do it.
Okay, so that's a plus on ours.
All you gotta do is punch the punch. That's all you gotta do.
A special punch, though.
Yeah.
Let's say, the special punch, that might get us.
You can't go buy like a hole puncher and punch them yourself.
But you have to
Game
punch
the
the
system.
brochure, not each other.
We will do that as well, probably. But you were mentioning, too, there's different themes at each of these spaces.
Yes.
April, was that your idea to come up with this? Whose idea was that with the themes?
Actually, the whole Storybook Gardens of Three Lakes is an idea of myself and my friend Mary Lynn Garbowitz. And we had 3 goals with this project. Obviously, we're both retired teachers, so we wanted to promote literacy. But something else we wanted to do was to bring families to Three Lakes. We wanted to make something in Three Lakes happen that people would be drawn to come there and just see what Three Lakes has to offer. And thirdly, another goal we have is to really incorporate a lot of different entities within the community and show how we can all work together to create something positive for our community. So we've had the Lions Club involved, we have the library involved, we've had a couple of the foundations in town involved, besides individuals, and it's just been a really, really wonderful project.
Yeah, I was going to say, so when you and Mary Ann sat down and put this together, what's it like to look back now? You have 12 of these, and to kind of say, now it's blossoming, it's growing.
You doubled.
Is there like a sense of pride going on here? I mean, I would just be so excited.
Well, we are excited. We are very excited, and it does our heart good when we drive through town and we see people enjoying them. When we had the kickoff this past Monday, but they were all set up even before that, and people were already asking April at the library, when are they going to open, when are they going to open, and we already saw people enjoying the spaces who knew what they were all about. So we just, cool. It's been wonderful. Very, very much a blessing for our community.
I'm sure, April, too, like you'll see some kids who maybe are first starting to get involved with the Storybook Gardens, and now they're going to the library on their own, right? I would imagine that you see that all the time.
Oh, yeah, they'll come to us, and the great thing about it is, too, they come to us anyway. We have summer reading programs in the summer, and so part of this is to do a kickoff with the gardens, to promote the gardens, because they are such a neat thing. The other thing that's really cool, being that we are a tourist community, is that this is something they can do on their own time, on their own days. So it's something we really love to promote, again, as part of that. So they'll come in for books, and then we say, here's other ways to make connections. Here's other ways to do summer reading without doing just our program. And it's really neat because then they get to walk around town and see different things. One of the stops is even an ice cream shop in town that has a giant cow that you can milk.
Whose activity is to name the cow this summer. So
I would name it.
Well, there's nothing more magical than when a child connects with a book, though. In that world, that space is really kind of truly special.
So it takes me back when I was a kid. I would always spend the summers like with my mom when it was nice out reading in the
You get in that
backyard.
zone.
Oh, it's so much fun. But so Jeff, I don't know if you're a big Harry Potter fan. You know, speaking about
of the
books.
movies, yes.
I'm going to be quizzing you on Harry Potter in a little bit, so we'll have to see how this goes.
I could.
We're going to take a quick break on Up North at 4. Test his skills after the break. Stick with us.
Help!
Birchfield Nurseries of Rhinelander has been servicing northern Wisconsin since 1950. Birchfield Nurseries grows all of their own plants, and you will always find healthy, hardy, and well-maintained plants. Let their experienced staff answer any of your landscaping questions. They also handle shredded bark mulch, compost, and topsoil. For all your lawn care needs, they carry sod, premium gas seed, and lawn fertilizer. Consider one of the professional landscape crews to do the work for you. If you want experience with quality, call Birchfield Nurseries.
Did you know you can start your 4-year degree locally and get the same college experience closer to home? From the moment you step onto our campus, we'll be there for you, supporting your dreams, saving you money, and giving you a well-rounded academic and social experience with student housing, clubs, sports, and leadership opportunities. With NTC's liberal arts transfer degree, you can start here and go anywhere, including guaranteed transfer to UW-Madison, North Central Technical College. Transferability made easy.
Welcome to Patchouli Garden in Park Falls. We love authentic Indonesian patchouli, and we specialize in our original custom blends. Everything with the Patchouli Garden name on it we make right here in our store. Visit Patchouli Garden in the store or online.
Visit Wildberry Market, the premier natural food store in the North Woods, for all of your organic food and health needs. Grab a healthy lunch on the go, made fresh daily by our deli. Eat well, live well, be well. Wildberry Market in Minocqua and online.
Wisconsin, Governor, we have one chance to get this right. Remember one name, Kevin Nicholson. Marine, 5 years. Iraq, Afghanistan. Came home, founded No Better Friend Corp. Taught Wisconsin conservatives how to organize and win. This is about the ones who work for a living. Worry about safe streets and buying groceries. Warrior conservatives. This is about Kevin Nicholson. Conservatives, rise up. We have a leader.
Enjoy the serenity of northern Wisconsin all year long. First stop, Shquagaman Adventure Company. Skis, skates, snowshoes, and fat bikes. Kayaks, canoes, and paddleboards. Shquagaman Adventure Company. Stop by the store or visit us online.
All right, and welcome on back. So I mentioned at the top of the show, you might remember, last night the NBA draft kicked off. Johnny Davis from Wisconsin, a lacrosse native, was selected by the Washington Wizards. Just a little fun fact, I lived in lacrosse for a little bit, so I actually I got to meet Johnny while he was growing up in high school. And you know, they always say, such a humble guy, super nice. Everything that they say about him, 100% true. I loved being able to meet and work with Johnny, so I know the entire city of La Crosse is super excited for him. I'm super excited for him. And obviously, he's a Washington Wizard now. Jeff, I know you're not the biggest NBA fan, right? I know you guys big basketball fans.
Not
Be
really.
honest.
No,
not really.
But I have Google, so let's
He
go.
does have Google. You guys like Harry Potter, though, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so of course, I figured if Johnny Davis is now a wizard, we should play a game called Wizard or Wizard. So it's simple. I'm just going to give Jeff a name. You either tell me if it's a wizard, the basketball player, or a wizard from Harry Potter.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right.
Makes sense to you guys? All right. First one is going to be Cassius Winston. Harry Potter wizard or basketball player?
Basketball.
As your guess?
Yes.
You guys think so?
I agree.
Yeah, I'm with
Let's take a look here. It is.
Yes.
So 1 for 1, Cassius Winston. Hey, you know, shout out Griffin Destroying, our one sports reporter, Michigan State guy.
Yeah.
Cassius Winston, Michigan State guy. All right, ready for number 2?
Yep.
How about Ludo Bagman? Any thoughts?
Ladies?
I think he's phoning a friend
I
already.
think Harry Potter.
You're thinking Harry Potter?
Ludo?
Oh, we're split.
No, I'm going to split.
I think
It's up to you.
Harry Potter.
You're thinking Harry Potter? Let's take a look. Ludo Bagman is from Harry Potter. He's an athlete
Like
in the
Ludo
Wizarding
is-
world, a
Yeah.
Quidditch player. All right. So far, so good, Jeff. I'm actually very impressed. So can you get this?
They're helping me.
Yeah, I know. All right. Can you get this next one? How
Okay.
about Igor Karkaroff?
Igor.
Igor.
Igor is totally Harry Potter.
Why?
Yes.
Because Igor just sounds like a mythical creature made up for a movie in a book.
The Triwizard
Okay.
Tournament, I believe.
They know.
I
They
think
know.
you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, they were right. Let's take a look. Yep, Igor Karkaroff. He was in Harry Potter. So far, 3 for 3, Jeff. You are impressing me. I'm
Nice job,
impressed with you
ladies.
so
Thank you.
far. All right, I got one more for you. Are you ready for this one?
Ready.
Are you ready for Tomas Satoransky?
Basketball.
Basketball?
Basketball.
Basketball, okay. 3 basketballs across the board.
Yes.
4 for 4, Jeff Weller. You know.
Wait, there's not a tie break, like 5? There's not 5?
No, you went 4 for 4.
I didn't even have to Google anything.
You know your Wizards, Jeff. So, I mean, he says, I don't know basketball, but I'm starting to maybe think.
Did I pay attention?
I think he might pay attention.
And I run a newsroom where I hear things all day long?
That,
Okay,
that
yeah.
probably is what it is. Well, ladies, thank you guys so much for stopping on by. And of
Thank
course,
you.
I don't know if it'd be weird if Jeff and I started showing up to.
Oh, I think that would be
Storybook Art.
We need to get our
wonderful.
cards punched.
We do. I would love to
At
get the
very
cards
least, come in.
punched.
The Demer has a big shark you can take a picture in this year because
love
of
the
our summer
shark.
reading
Yeah.
program. So at least come by and stop and
I
see
might,
that. and the
even if
cards.
it's just to see the shark, I
Yes.
might have to do
Yeah,
it. Well,
yeah.
thank you guys so much for
Thanks,
coming
guys.
Thank you.
and joining us today. We'll be right back here on Up North at 4.
Race fans, get ready to kick off the summer at the Big House of Off-Road Racing. June 25th and 26th, Crandon International Raceway welcomes the AMSOIL Championship Off-Road Series with a full slate of pro and sportsman class racers competing at the Forest County Potawatomi Brush Run Race Week. Weekend tickets are just $30 daily, $50 for the entire weekend. Kids 10 and under and guests 75 and older are always free. And all military members receive a discount at the gate. For more information, visit CrandonOffroad.com.
Enter a haven for European-style baking at Boulangerie in Tomahawk. Fresh breads, pastries, soups, salads, and more. The finest ingredients prepared from scratch with a fanatical eye for detail. Simply the best. You deserve Boulangerie.
College is great, but it's not the best path for everyone. careers in the skilled trades are good-paying jobs that are badly needed. That's why I expanded skills training, and I signed a bipartisan law to connect students and their parents to more information on apprenticeships in high-demand fields. Folks, our high school students need to know all their options when it comes to their future. It's the right thing to do for our kids and for our economy.
Come out to Northern Pines and leave the cooking to us. Have a cold drink and relax as you enjoy the beautiful view of the lake and great food. Try our Friday night fish fry and seafood buffet. Come out to Northern Pines on Butternut Lake.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
Rust is most active in the spring. Fight back and protect your vehicle's investment by calling Rust Solutions underbody rust proofing service today.
Welcome on back to Up North at 4. Jeff, I think I learned something about you.
I'm 4 for 4.
You know your Harry Potter, your NBA players.
Well, that wasn't that difficult, though, right? I mean, it just...
Okay.
All right.
Wasn't that difficult. Whatever, Jeff. All right. Well, we got to switch gears a little bit. We'll teach you something else here because a few weeks ago, we ran our first segment of our new series. It's called Connecting the Dots with local historian Carrie Bladorn. We're going to re-air that first segment. It's about how students went to school over a century ago here in the Northwoods. It's super fun, super informative, so feel free to check it out.
Connecting the Dots, Reliving Northwoods History with Carrie Bladorn is brought to you by Fourth Floral, Mel's Trading Post, Rhinelander Brewing Company, and Ripco Credit Union.
School just wrapped up in north central Wisconsin. Let's take a moment to walk back in time to see what life was like in a rural school 100 years ago. Far from the state-of-the-art elementary schools we have today, with expansive buildings, separate classrooms for each grade, filled with the electronic education tools of the modern age, rural schools of yesteryear were much simpler affairs. Prior to 1950, thousands of these little schools dotted the landscape of the early American education system. Things were much different in rural parts of Wisconsin a century ago, where every 5 or so miles you could find a modest one-room country school. Buildings like this schoolhouse at Pioneer Park Historical Complex in Rhinelander. Schools such as this one were often built on land donated by adjacent farmsteads with school-aged children. This school began its life near Tom Doyle Lake in Newbold and was later moved to the township of Pine Lake. Moving a school was not uncommon to accommodate the changing needs of the rural areas. Arriving at school after walking a few miles with a lunch pail in hand and then playing outside with their classmates, the day would begin with the ring of the school bell, either from a simple bell tower on top of the school or a handbell from the teacher, like this one. Children of all ages up to the 8th grade were all taught in one room by a single teacher. The teacher would arrive early in the morning to prepare for the day. Sometimes the teacher was as young as 16 years old and often boarded at a nearby farm. Teachers of past generations adhered to strict rules, such as being unmarried, not wearing bright colors, and being home between the hours of 8 p.m. and 6 a.m., among others. Older children helped younger pupils with their lessons when the teacher was busy with an individual grade. Students also had daily chores, such as raising the flag, fetching wood for the wood stove which heated the school, or water from the hand-pumped well where it was brought in for the water cooler. Along with the woodshed, these schools also had an outhouse on the premise. In the days before television and computers, these buildings often served as a community gathering place for programs during Christmas or President's Day, as well as weekend potlucks hosted by neighbors. In the late 1940s, districts began the process of consolidation, which spelled the end of the one-room country school. Larger facilities were built in centralized locations, and students were more easily bussed in from the rural areas. Education has come a long way in 100 years from the days of the one-room schoolhouse. Students today can be glad they don't have to use an outhouse anymore, pump water from a well, or walk to school uphill both ways. I'm Carrie Bladorn. This has been Connecting the Dots, reliving Northwood's history on Newswatch 12.
It's summertime at the Rhinelander Brewery, featuring live music and open to enjoy 7 days a week. Come in and enjoy snacks and our rotating local beer selection. Grab your favorite food at CT's Deli and bring it in to enjoy. Fill up your growler or howler from the beers exclusive to our tap room. We have a large selection of apparel, so shop with your four-legged friends because we are dog-friendly. Rhinelander Brewery is looking to enjoy your summer with you.
Powerhouse Lawn and Leisure is your Arctic spa dealer. Made in Canada, Arctic spas are the best cold weather spas in the world. Ask about Spa Boy, our automated saltwater system. That's Arctic Spas at Powerhouse Lawn and Leisure in Merrill.
Roof warranties are all about trust. Your trust in GAF, a time-tested company, and our trust in our Master Elite contractors. They're trained, licensed, insured, and only they can offer our best warranties.
Call Oneida Roofing today.
Dateline tonight.
Something is not right.
A terrible crime with a tiny witness.
She saw everything.
The words of a child point to a killer.
That is not the end of the story.
Dateline tonight, 10/9 Central.
I've never seen anything like that.
Garden season is here. Stop at 4th Floral on North Brown Street in downtown Rhinelander. For over 120 years, our family has been growing the hardy plants that thrive in northern Wisconsin, all grown on-site in our own greenhouses. Visit us for locally grown flowers, vegetables, and hanging baskets. We have garden accessories and gifts, and great gardening advice to make your yard a beautiful oasis. At 4th Floral on North Brown Street in downtown Rhinelander.
Hurry into Menards and get 11% off everything. Cool off while adding style with a new ceiling fan. From traditional to modern, small room to great room, we have the best selection of fans in stock, so you'll be sure to find the perfect one for your home. Plus, they'll help you save on cooling costs year-round. Right now, all Hunter and Patriot Lighting ceiling fans are 11% off at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
This portion of Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Kitchen Bath Mart.
Welcome back. So, Jeff, you got a big weekend ahead. Canoe race in Conover tomorrow. But does not appear that the weather is going to cooperate.
No, the weather is not going to cooperate much tomorrow for outdoor plans. Probably a few showers and storms out there, likely mid-morning through mid-afternoon. Not perfect timing, I know. But then it gets good. So we'll clear out midday, late in the day tomorrow. Tomorrow night, it's going to be one of those nights where, like, a gusty west wind, the air temperatures are dropping. It's going to feel kind of cool outside. And then Sunday, knock it out of the 60s across the entire region. So refreshing, right? But it's tough to water ski when it's 60 degrees, right?
It's going to feel more like fall than it will.
One of those days like where you hang out in the water. When you come out of the water, you're like,
you're actually more cold. Yeah,
it's freezing. But out there now, a couple of thunder showers too. Nothing severe. There are a couple areas though with a couple pockets of heavy rain. So be ready for that tonight.
So maybe not a good weekend to be camping.
No, you know, they're used to it.
Well, stay dry, stay warm out there. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week on Up North at 4.